All right, I have a new garden project for you that you can do all year long and you can do indoors, and that is simply to grow your own green onions. And all you have to start is just what I have right here. It's so simple and easy. So we're going to start off with these green onions that I bought from the grocery. And you can buy these at pretty much any grocery store. You want to be looking for the ones that have roots intact. And if you can buy organic, then all the better. So as you know, I'm sure you've cooked with green onions. They're so great to add flavor to any dish. And the really fun part about green onions that many of us don't know, is that they regrow from the root. And so I'm going to show you just a simple way you can do this right on your windowsill year round. So you can buy this set of green onions and be done for quite some time. So these things aren't forever. It's not like you're going to have this plant. It's not going to regrow to infinity, but it will regrow a few times before you need to start over. So you're going to have some fresh green onions. I recommend getting the freshest possible. So if there's an expiry date on the plants that you're buying from the grocery, find the ones that are, the newest to the store. If you can get them from a farmer's market or something like that, even better, because they haven't been sitting on a truck. So fresh as possible. The minute you get them home, put them in some water. If you're not ready to go ahead and do this project, put them in a glass of water just to keep them, staying fresh until you're ready to move them into the pot. So then you're just going to take each of these and we're going to do a cutting. So we'll get to use the green onion that we have right here. And then we're going to get a new one, get it started to keep growing for us. So there's two ways you can do this, and I'm going to show you both. The first that really is a for sure definite success you're going to have is to trim all but the brand new growth. So if you see here on this green onion, you've got this leaf is like the oldest. The way green onions grow is they grow from the heart. So the outside leaves are going to be your oldest on the shoot, and then your inside leaves are going to be the newest. And you can see that here. See how this one looks like a spear? It's very fresh. It's the crispest. It's the newest one. So this first method actually preserves this newest one and then cuts away all the older ones. So I can, pull this down like this, but generally I don't want to rip at the root section. So I'm just going to cut right there at the base. This one is wrapped more thickly. So I'm just going to take my scissors and come right where that separates from the skin and cut it away just like that. So I cut both of those, and then I'm leaving this freshest, crispiest side right there. The bigger the pot, the better. You could grow all these in like a pot that's about 1 foot in diameter. That would be perfect. I do recommend having it pretty deep. You want to have it at least 6 inches deep, if not 8 or 10. I'm using just a bulb dibber. I don't want to damage this in the process, so I'm just going to slide this right down in. I want to make sure all the white sections of the bulb are buried, and then I'm just going to push soil and compost around the base of that little green onion. So that's one way to do it. This one is going to continue to grow, but you'll start to get new shoots coming out of this as well. Now this needs to get watered almost immediately, and I would recommend just testing the soil every other day. If it doesn't feel moist to the touch, you want to just run it under some tap water really quickly. You don't need to overly soak this, but you don't want it to dry out. The more popular way you've probably seen online is to take these and just stick these in a glass of water, and they will grow from that, but you're going to get a more nutritious green onion this way. And you also don't have to transition it again. If you grow it in water, you've got to eventually move it from water back into soil. This way, it's already there and ready to go. So that's one way to do it. The other way to do it would be just to cut it all the way down. So this one you can see, if I were going to pick my inside heart newest green, I would leave this center one. But in this case, I'm literally just going to chop it and plant the entire thing. So you could cut right here at this edge and you're going to get new growth coming right from there, or you can cut down lower. For my situation, I'm going to cut right here. And you can already see when you look in there, a lot of times you're going to already see where that new growth is coming from. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my bulb dibber make an indentation into the soil. Again, I don't want to disturb any of this. So I don't want to be this pushing against the soil in any way. That's the beauty of having a wide dipper. I slide that right down into the hole and then make sure it's supported on either side. Now, I probably have room in this little pot to do 4 of these. If you had a pot that's more like a foot wide, obviously you can fit in a lot more. So I'm going to do just 2 more. And I generally try to find my healthiest ones, the thickest ones. Those are the ones I can be the most certain that I'm going to get good growth from. The beautiful part about this is there's no waste. I am going to go cook with these, have a salad, put it on top of a soup, whatever. So I'm going to cook with those. And then meanwhile, these are going to be in here growing new green onions for me to use in a couple weeks. It is going to take a couple weeks for you to get new growth from these. So just you want to be watching the water and making sure you're monitoring that. And then you do want to have this in a place that's low light. So something 4 to 6 hours a day in a windowsill is going to be perfect. So this isn't going to provide you necessarily green onions for the entirety of the year, but you should get some good growth from this and get harvest at least 3 to 5 more times just from these 4 bulbs. Is that amazing? It's amazing. And you can do it indoors, even if you're in an apartment or a townhome, or you just have a little bit of window light to grow in. This works for all of us. So raise your right hand, say, I will not buy a lot of green onions from the store this year. I'll just buy them once and then grow them myself. Yes, okay, we're doing this together all year long. I can't wait to see the green onions that you grow. You're gonna love the freshness. And even if everything else that you're eating is from the grocery, when you cut from this and eat from your own little pot, in the kitchen, you're gonna feel so garden to table. You're gonna blow your own mind. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.